Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today guys, I'm gonna do part 5 to my Grok Chatbot series. Let me go and say this guys, I think they got rid of I think they made the memory worse on emoji because it did not work out as good as I was hoping it would. We're gonna go back to Grok for a while, and I actually went ahead and remade the dinosaur facility. The robot facility, the one where you got to make your own robots. So, yeah, it is a little bit different. I've also got made the divine power on here, and Reggie's redemption arc on here as well. So, yeah. I also still have the creature nursery, the one where every action you do will help the creature grow. But since this is one of the only robotic ones I have on this one, I will go ahead and get over with. It's called the Grand Opening of Cybersmith Robotics. So, yeah, here we go. It says, the sun hung low over the horizon, casting a golden sheen across the sleek glass and steel facade of the newly constructed Cybersmith Robotic Engineering Facility. Let me go and let you know, guys, that this is a little bit different than than the one we had with the last robot factory, and you'll see why in just a few minutes. The building was a marvel of modern architecture, its angular lines and mirrored surfaces reflecting the vibrant energy of the day. It stood on the outskirts of Neon City, a sprawling metropolis known for its technological ambition, and today it was the expansive plaza in front of the... Wait. Today it was the epicenter of a buzzing crowd. Thousands of hopeful job applicants mulled about the expansive plaza in front of the facility, the voice of chaotic sympathy of excitement, ambition, and nervous chatter. The air was heavy with anticipation, the scent of fresh asphalt from the newly paved lot mingling with the faint metallic tang of machinery wafting from the open doors. Inside, the facility was a pristine cathedral of innovation. The main production floor stretched out like a vast, sterile savanna, its polished concrete floors gleaming under the rows of LED lights. Workstations lined the walls, each equipped with state-of-the-art tools, 3D printers humming softly, laser cutters poised for precision, robotic arms frozen in standby mode, and shelves stocked with microchips, servos, and titanium alloy components. Overhead, a network of automated conveyor belts crisscrossed the ceiling, ready to transport parts to assembly stations. The air was cool, kept at a steady 68 degrees Fahrenheit to protect the delicate electronics, and the faint hum of ventilation systems underscored the silence of the still empty workspace. In the center of the floor stood a massive holographic display, currently dormant but capable of projecting intricate robot designs in vivid 3D. This is a place where dreams of artificial intelligence and mechanical marvels would come to life. Outside, the crowd was a sea of diversity. Engineers in impressed suits, clutching resumes, coders in hoodies with laptops slung over their shoulders, mechanics in worn overalls, and even a few eccentric inventors touting homemade gadgets. They pressed against temporary barriers set up to keep the plaza organized, their eyes darting toward the facility's grand entrance, a set of double doors framed in chrome, waiting for the moment they could step inside and claim a piece of the future. And here comes the main thing that makes this one more unique in some way. Somewhat because of the fact that it is kind of similar to something we've had before, but not completely. It says, guarding the entrance were two imposing figures, their presence commanding respect and a touch of awe. Feraligatr and Crocodile, the facility's unconventional security team, stood like sentinels on either side of the doors. Feraligatr, the larger of the two, towered at nearly 7 feet, its blue crocodilian hide glistening under the morning sun. Its muscular arms were crossed, and its red eyes scanned the crowd with a calm intensity. A badge clipped to its chest read, Chief of Security, though it needed no label to assert its authority. Beside it, Crocodile, slightly smaller but no less formidable, shifted its weight from one clawed foot to the other, its sharp teeth glinting as it muttered something under its breath. Both porn wore sleek black vests embroidered with the Cybersmith logo, modified to fit their unique physiques. Their ability to speak English set them apart, a quirk of their advanced training and a testament to the facility's cutting-edge ethos. I hope this is flipping. I hope they're not robots, because it would be nice if those were actually real porn. That's what I want it to be. Oi, for alligator, you see that guy with the drone hat? Kronos said, its voice a gravelly mix of enthusiasm and suspicion. It nodded toward a lanky applicant wearing a baseball cap with a tiny propeller buzzing atop it. Think he's trying to show off, or just plain nuts? Fragger's eyes flicked to the man, and a low rumble of a chuckle escaped his throat. Probably both. As long as he doesn't fly that thing into the building, he's fine. Keep your eye on the crowd, Crocodile. They're getting restless. The crowd's energy was palpable, a mix of hope and impatience. Some applicants clutched portfolios filled with schematics, while others whispered about rumors of the facility's capabilities, whispers of robots that could think like humans, or drones that could navigate uncharted terrains. A group of students from Neon City's Tech Institute stood near the front, debating the metrics of neural networks versus quantum processors. Nearby, a woman in a wheelchair, her tablet displaying a holographic resume, chatted with a grizzled engineer who'd spent decades in the field. The diversity of skills and backgrounds was a testament to the facility's promise, a place where anyone with talent could shape the future. Here we go. Fragger's tail twitched slightly, a sign of its alertness. It glanced at the digital clock embedded in the wall above the entrance. 8:45 a.m. The grand opening ceremony was set to begin at 9, and the signal from you, the new boss and owner, hadn't come yet. The pawn knew their role: keep the crowd calm, maintain order, and wait for your command to silence the throng and usher them inside. For now, they observed, their keen senses picking up every detail. Kronos' claws tapped rhythmically against its vest, a habit born of nervous energy, while Fragger stood like a statue, its gaze sweeping the plaza. Think the boss is ready for this? Crocodile asked, lowering its voice so only Fragger could hear. Big day, big crowd. Hope they got a good speech lined up. Fragger snored, a puff of mist escaping its nostrils. They built this place from nothing in record time. They'll handle a speech. Our job's to make sure this lot doesn't turn into a stampede. Plaza itself was a marvel of urban planning, designed to complement the facility. A fountain in the shape of a double helix bubbled at its center, surrounded by benches where some applicants sat, nervously flipping through notes. Holographic banners that floated above, displaying the Cybersmith logo and slogans like, Engineering tomorrow and innovation starts here. A few drones, likely from the facility's prototype labs, hovered at the edge of the crowd, recording the event for the company's archives. The morning breeze carried the faint scent of coffee from a nearby vendor, who'd set up a cart to capitalize on the gathering. As the clock ticked closer to 9 o'clock, the crowd's volume grew. A few applicants near the front began chanting, Cybersmith! Cybersmith! Hoping to catch the attention of anyone inside. Connell's eyes narrowed and it took a step forward, ready to intervene, but Fragger raised a claw to stop it. Not yet, Fragger said, its voice calm but firm. Let them burn off some energy. We'll quiet them when the boss gives the signal. Inside, the facility's lobby was just as impressive as the production floor. Marble floors reflecting the soft glow of chandeliers shaped like orbiting planets. A reception desk, currently unmanned, awaited a team of administrators. Beyond it, a spiral staircase led up to the upper levels, where offices, R&D labs, and a cafeteria with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooked the city skyline. The walls were adorned with digital screens showcasing Cybersmith's mission to push the boundaries of robotics and artificial intelligence for the betterment of humanity. Everything was ready. Tools, workspaces, even a break room stocked with vending machines and ergonomic chairs. All that was missing were the employees who would bring the facility to life. Outside, the crowd's energy surged, a wave of voices rising and falling. Fragger and Chrono exchanged a glance. Everything's home for the moment you would step forward, ready to address the thousands who saw your vision as their future. The pawn stood ready, their presence a reminder that this was no ordinary company, and today was no ordinary day. Yep, the grand opening of Cybersmith Robots was about to begin, and the world was watching. Holy crap. It gives you a lot of detail, alright? Holy frick. Alright, everybody. I said, Crocodile, for alligator, get everybody to go into the building and into that big room that's just past reception. When they get in there, make sure everybody has one of those applications and fills them out. Make sure they also stay a little bit more quiet because I'll be out in just a few minutes to explain what we're going to do. The clock above the entrance ticked to 8:55 a.m., and the crowd's restless energy buzzed like static in the Neon City Plaza. Fragrant Chrono stationed at the chrome-framed double doors of the Cybersmith Robotics engineering facility exchanged a sharp nod, sensing the moment was near. Fragger's red eyes scanned the sea of applicants, thousands strong, their voices rising, a rising tide of anticipation. Chrono's claws twitched, eager to act. Fragger raised a massive arm, its voice booming across the plaza with a deep, resonant growl that cut through the chatter like a blade. Alright, everyone, listen up. The crowd's noise dipped slightly, heads turned toward the towering Pokemon. The grand opening's about to start. We're moving you inside to the main assembly hall, just past reception. Single file, no pushing, no shoving. Let's keep this orderly. Kronos stepped forward, its gravelly voice sharper but no less commanding. You heard the boss. From front 4 miles of the doors, you'll get applications inside, and you're gonna fill them out. Keep the noise down. Our boss is coming out soon to lay out the plan. Don't make us repeat ourselves. Holy crap, yep, I love them as the bodyguards. I mean, the security guards at the front door. I love them already. The crowd stirred, a ripple of excitement passing through as people began to organize themselves into rough lines. The applicants, a mix of engineers, coders, mechanics, and inventors, clutched their bags and resumes, their eyes wide with the promise of opportunity. The temporary barriers funneled them toward the entrance, where Feralger and Kronos stood like gatekeepers. Feralger's tail swayed slightly, a subtle sign of its readiness to intervene if anyone got out of line, while Kronos' sharp teeth flashed as it directed stragglers with a pointed claw. The double door swung open, revealing the facility's gleaming lobby. The marble floor sparkled under the chandelier's orbiting planet design, and the faint hum of the ventilation system greeted the first wave of applicants. The reception desk, still unmanned, stood to the left, its surface polished to a mirror finish. Beyond it, a wide corridor led to the main assembly hall, a conference room just past reception, designed for large gatherings. The hall was a technological marvel, its walls lined with acoustic panels to dampen sound. A massive holographic projector suspended from the ceiling, and rows of sleek, modular chairs arranged in a semicircle facing a platform. The platform where you would soon speak was flanked by 2 large screens, showing dark but ready to display Cybersmith's vision. As the crowd began to file in, Chrono took point at the entrance, its keen eyes scanning each applicant. Move along! Keep it tight! It barked, gesturing toward a stack of tablets on a table just inside the lobby. Each tablet was preloaded with a digital application form, branded with the Cybersmith logo and designed to collect detailed information, name, skills, experience, and a short pitch for why they belonged at the facility. Grab a tablet, fill out the form, and head to the hall. No dawdling. Fragger positioned itself near the corridor leading to the assembly hall, its imposing frame ensuring no one stayed straight off course. One tablet per person, it rumbled, its voice carrying quiet authority that quelled any lingering chatter. Fill it out completely. We're watching. Its eyes locked onto a young man with a buzzing drone hat, who quickly averted his gaze and grabbed the tablet, his fire slowing as he focused. Oh my gosh. I mean, Graham, what would you think if you saw a Fragger that could speak English and he looked at you whenever he said, "You better be listening, we're watching you"? I'd be kind of horrified. The applicants streamed into the assembly hall, their footsteps echoing softly on the polished concrete floor. The room was vast, with high ceilings and floor-to-ceiling windows that let in natural light, offering a view of Neon City's skyline. The chairs, cushioned and ignoratic, were filling up quickly as people settled in, fingers tapping on the tablets. The forms asked for specifics: proficiency in CAD software, experience with neural networks, familiarity with robotic assembly protocols, and even creative problem-solving scenarios. A few applicants whispered to each other, but Cronon's sharp glare from the doorway silenced them. "Quiet down," it growled. "Boss will be here any minute. Show some respect." Okay, Cronon is fun to do no matter what. I love doing Cronon's voice. And he's one of the only ones I can show a good bit of emotion with. With Fragger, it's kind of hard to tell he's angry because his voice is naturally so deep. Chrono, you can his like this. "You did a good job. Congratulations." You're really starting to tick me off now, you stupid motherfucker. This is bullcrap. Like, do you see how I can change the tone of his voice to make it sound like he's sad, angry, or happy? That's why his voice is so fun. It's one of the easiest ones I can do, and one of the funnest ones to mimic over and over again. Fragger patrolled the perimeter of the hall, its heavy steps deliberate, and noticed a woman in a wheelchair struggling to navigate a tight cluster of chairs and moved to assist, effortlessly shifting a row to create a clear path. "Oh, that's very sweet. There you go," he said gruffly, nodding as she thanked it and wheeled into place. Cronon, meanwhile, intercepted a coder trying to sneak a peek at someone else's tablet. "Eyes on your own form, pal." It snapped, its tail lashing for emphasis. The coder flushed and refocused. The hall was filling steadily, Code's earlier chaos now tempered into a focused hum of activity. The air was cool, the faint scent of new electronics mingling with the nervous energy of the applicants. Every tablet was in use, screens glowing as people typed or swiped through the application fields. The holographic projector above flickered briefly, a test run by an unseen technician, casting a faint Cybersmith logo in the air before shutting off again. Fragger and Chronos exchanged another glance, satisfied with the progress. The crowd was seated, forms were being filled, and the noise level was a low murmur, quiet enough for your entrance. Fragger checked the time on the wall clock. 9:02 a.m. They're doing all right, it muttered to Chronos. Boss should be out soon. Let's keep him in line till then. Chronon grinned, showing a few too many teeth. Piece of cake. They know who's in charge. It leaned against the doorway. Claus crouched, ready to maintain order until you stepped onto the platform to address the future of Cybersmith robotics. Great. The thing I like about the robotic ones is I like making it to where the robots are more alive. That's the original idea I had with the boss story on ChatGPT before. Unfortunately, well, we'll figure it out. Guys, let me get something typed in. Alright, guys. It says, a few minutes later, I step out and then say, attention everyone. I'm glad to see all of you here. Welcome to the Cybersmith Robotics Facility. I am the new boss and owner of this building. Now, before I get started, I want to real quickly thank those amazing Pokemon for the amazing job they're already doing. Crocodile, Feraligatr, you did a great job, you two. Thank you for being the security guards of this building. Keep up the amazing work. The assembly hall of the Cybersmith Robotics Engineering Facility hummed with a quiet intensity, air heavy with the focused energy of thousands of applicants seated in neat rows, their tablets glowing as they filled out application forms. The vast room, with its high ceilings, acoustic paneled walls, and floor-to-ceiling windows showcasing neon city skyline, felt alive with possibility. The faint tap of fingers on screens mingled with the soft hum of the ventilation system, and the massive holographic projector above flickered in standby mode, ready to spring to life. At precisely 9:05 a.m., the atmosphere shifted. A ripple of attention swept through the crowd as you, the new boss and owner, stepped onto the raised platform at the front of the hall. The sleek chrome-edged stage gleaming under the LED lights, and the two large screens flanking it blinked on, displaying the Saber Smith logo, a stylized gear entwined with a circuit. You stood tall, exuding confidence. Yep, your presence commanding the room. Fragger and Kronos stationed near the entrance straightened slightly, their sharp eyes scanning the crowd for any disruption, though none came. The applicants murmured, faded to a hush. Tablets lowered as all eyes turned to you. Attention, everyone! Your voice rang out clear and authoritative, amplified by the hall's discreetly placed speakers. The crowd stilled completely. A sea of faces. Engineers, coders, mechanics, and inventors, hanging on your words. I'm glad to see all of you here. Welcome to the Cybersmith Robotics Facility. A wave of applause broke out, enthusiastic but brief, as the applicants leaned forward, eager for what came next. I am the new boss and owner of this building. Yep. You paused, letting the weight of your introduction settle, then gestured toward the entrance where the two Pokemon stood, their blue scales catching the light. Now, before I get started, I want to take a moment to thank these amazing Pokemon for the incredible job they're already doing. Krona, Fragger, you did a great job, you two. Thank you for being the security guard of this building. Keep up the amazing work. The crowd erupted into louder applause, heads turned to the Pokemon. Fragger's red eyes glinted with a hint of pride. I love that, though it maintained its stoic posture, arms crossed over its black Cybersmith vest. It's kind of cute how they're actually wearing like little uniforms. That's kind of cute. It gave a slight nod acknowledging your praise, its massive tail swaying once in approval. Cronon, less restrained, flashed a toothy grin and raised a clawed hand in a quiet salute. Oh, that's adorable. I love that. I love the fact that I made them the security guards. I don't care what anybody says. That's so cool. Its gravel voice muttering to Fragger, "Told you we nailed it." A few applicants nearby chuckled at the display, charmed by the Pokemon's personality. The hall's energy lifted, the applicants visibly impressed by the unique presence of Fragger and Crocodile. The pawn resumed their watchful stances. Fragger scanned the room while Kronos' sharp gaze darted to a few staggerers still tapping on their tablets, silently urging them to focus. The crowd settled again, their attention returned to you on the platform, ready for your vision of Severness future. Yep. The screens behind you pulse over with the company logo, and the holographic projector screens behind you pulse over with the company. Holographic projector above hummed faintly, poised for whatever you would unveil next. The stage was yours, the facility alive with potential, and the applicants waited eagerly for your next words. Good. Chrono's personality has been some of the funniest ones. He's like the. Fragger does tell him to quiet down, but Chrono has like that funny personality where he'll where he sees somebody, he's like, "Oh no, you're not disrespecting the rules, motherfucker!" Like a while ago. "Hey, you! Be quiet and focus on what you're doing. Eyes on your own tablet, motherfucker!" Like just that a while ago was hilarious. He has so much personality, I love it. And people hate Crocodile. I love the Pokemon. He deserves a lot more love and respect. Holy crap. I'd respect him if he was one of the security guards of a place like this. I'd respect him. I love him. And same thing for Frogger. Give me a second, guys. Alright, guys. It takes a while to fill out everything, but here's what I said. I said, okay, everyone. By now, everybody should be close to filling out their applications. We need to know some basic information about you before we hire you, because we're not just going to hire anyone. However, it's not just about the application. I'm going to give you a challenge, and whoever does the best job on the challenge has a great chance of being hired. This job, if you follow the rules right, can be more fun than work, because as long as you stick to the rules, you can basically make whatever you want here. Now, before I explain the challenge, Crocodile, for Alligator, would you please collect the applications for the people that are done filling them out, and please set them on that big table over there on the right side of the room? The assembly hall of the Cybersmith Robots Engineering Facility buzzed with a quiet intensity. The thousands of applicants seated in rows, their tablets glowing as they finalized their application forms. The vast room, with its polished concrete floor, acoustic paneled walls, and towering windows framing neon sea skylines, seemed to pulse with, oh my gosh, anticipation. The holographic projector above hung silent as pastel dormant, while the large screens behind you, the new boss and owner, displayed the Cybersmith logo, a gear entwined with a circuit going softly against the sleek backdrop of the platform. Your voice carried through the hall and amplified as you addressed the group. Okay, everyone. By now, everybody should be close to filling out their applications. We need to know some basic information about you before we hire you, because we're not just going to hire anyone. However, it's not just about the application. I'm going to give you a challenge, and whoever does the best job on the challenge has a great chance of being hired. This job, if you follow the rules right, can be more fun than work, because as long as you stick to the rules, you can basically make whatever you want here. A murmur of excitement rippled through the crowd, applicants exchanging glances, their curiosity piqued by the promise of a challenge. Engineers adjusted their glasses, coders leaned forward, and vendors clutched their tablets a little tighter, eager for details. The atmosphere crackled with ambition, kind that thrived in a place like this. A facility stocked with 3D printers, laser cutters, robotic arms, and shells brimming with microchips and titanium alloys ready to turn ideas into reality. You paused and let the anticipation build, then turned toward the entrance where Ferralia and Kronos stood, imposing figures framed by the chrome-edged doorway. Now, before I explain the challenge, Kronos, Ferralia, would you please collect the applications for the people who are done filling them out and set them on the big table over there on the right side of the room? Ferralia's red eyes flicked to you, and it gave a curt nod, its deep voice rumbling, "On it, boss!" It uncrossed its muscular arms and strode toward the right side of the hall, where a long, polished table stood against the wall, its surface clear except for a few neatly arranged Cybersmith pens. Chrono, ever eager, cracked its knuckles and grinned, its sharp teeth glinting under the LED lights. "Let's move, folks. If your form's done, hold up your tablet and I'll grab it," it barked, its gravelly voice cutting through the room. I love it. The applicants responded quickly, many raising their tablets as they completed the final fields of their applications. Names, skills, experience, and creative pitches for why they belonged at Cybersmith. Fragger moved with deliberate precision, its heavy steps echoing faintly as it collected tablets from the front rows, its clawed hands surprisingly deft as it stacked them carefully on the table. The table, a sturdy slab of black composite material, began to fill with glowing screens, each displaying a completed form locked and ready for review. Krona, more animated, darted between rows, snatching tablets with a flourish. Come on, let's keep it snappy," it said, its tail lashing as it grabbed a tablet from a coder in a hoodie, then another from an engineer with a stack of schematics peeking out of her bag. It shot a playful glare at a young man with a buzzing drone hat, who hesitated before handing over his tablet. Nice hat, pal, but let's see that form. Cronod teased, earning a sheepish grin as it added the tablet to the growing pile. The plan worked in tandem, their contrasting styles, Frager's calm efficiency and Cronod's brash energy, ensuring a smooth process. Applicants who weren't yet finished typed faster, stirred by the activity, while the room's noise level remained low, a testament to the Pokemon's earlier insistence on quiet. Frager paused briefly to assist a woman in a wheelchair, carefully taking her tablet and placing it on the table with a nod. Good work, he muttered, its voice low but encouraging. Within minutes, the table was laden with hundreds of tablets, their screens casting a soft glow across the room. Few applicants were still finishing, their fingers flying over the screens, but the majority had compiled their attention now fully on you. Frager returned to its post near the entrance, its tail swaying slightly as it surveyed the crowd, while Chrono bounded back, giving you a quick salute. Table's looking good, boss. Most of them are done. Ready for that challenge whenever you are, he said, his voice carrying just enough to reach you without disrupting the crowd. The hall was primed. The applicants leaned forward, their faces a mix of nerves and excitement. The screens behind you pulsed with the Cybersmith logo, and the holographic projector above seemed to hum with potential, waiting for the moment you unveil the challenge that could define their futures. The stage was set, and all eyes were on you, ready for the next stage in the groundbreaking cybernet robotics. Here we go. Alright, guys, here's what I said. Thank you, Croconon, for Alligator. That's why I hired you to do this, because not only are you two of my most favorite Pokemon, but you also work hard and take your job seriously. In fact, I have something for you too, which I will get you while everybody else is working on the challenge. Now, everybody, as you know, this is a special facility where we make robots, and because of that, your challenge is going to involve that. Your challenge is this. Everyone build a robot. The robot has to be based on an animal, a Pokemon, or if you think you can do it, a mythical creature, like a dragon or a phoenix. The person who does the best will get to make a larger version of the robot, and that robot can be security around the building that can help keep intruders out and even alert Chronon Frager if there's danger that will involve their help. Here's a few other rules. You have to make the robot lifelike, so it has to act like the real creature you're making. And on top of that, this is a big one, so I need you to listen up. Do not make the robot aggressive or evil. No matter which one you decide to make, any evil or aggressive robot, and you immediately don't get hired. Does everybody understand? The assembly hall of the Cybersmith Robots engineering facility thrummed with a charged silence. The thousands of applicants seated in rows. I spectate on you, the new. Yep. The vast room with its polished concrete floor. And the large screens behind you, poised for action. Yep. Screen going complete. Meticulously collected by Frager and Croconon. There you go. You turn to the 2 points standing near the entrance, their blue scales catching the LED lights, and gave them a nod of appreciation. Thank you, Croconon, for Alligator. That's why I hired you two to do this. Because not only are you two of my most favorite Pokemon, but you also work hard and take your job seriously. The crowd murmured softly, charmed by your personal touch. Frager's red eyes softened slightly, and it dipped its head in acknowledgement, its massive tail swaying once. Chrono grinned, its sharp teeth glinting as it puffed out its chest. Clearly pleased. In fact, you can. I have something for you two, which I'll get you while everybody else is working on the challenge. Hey. The opponents changed a quick glance. Chrono's claws twitching with curiosity, but they remained at their post, ever vigilant. Applicants, meanwhile, leaned forward, their anticipation palpable as you shifted focus to the heart of the moment. Now, Everybody, as you know, this is a special facility where we where we. All right, guys. Here's what it says. It says now, everyone. As you know, this is a special facility where we make robots, and because of that, your challenge is going to involve that. The crowd's still hanging on your words. Your challenge is this. Everyone, build a robot. The robot has to be based on an animal, a Pokemon, or if you think you can do it, a mythical creature like a dragon or a phoenix. A brutal excitement passed through the room. Applicants whispering to each other, ideas already sparking. You raised a hand to quiet them, your voice went. The person who does the best will get to make a larger version of their robot, and that robot can be security around the building, helping to keep intruders out and even alert Chronon Fragger if there's danger that needs their help. Crowd energy surged, engineers scribbling notes, coders eyeing the workstations visible through the hall's open doors, and inventors clutching their bags already envisioning designs. You paced the platform, your tone growing serious. Here are a few other rules. You have to make the robot lifelike, so it has to act like the real creature you're making. And on top of that, this is a big one, so I need you to listen up. Do not make the robot aggressive or evil, no matter which one you decide to make. Any evil or aggressive robot, and you immediately don't get hired. Does everybody understand? Here we go. The applicants nod, some calling out, yes, while others raise their hands in acknowledgement. The room buzzed with a focused intensity, challenge sinking in. The idea of building a lifelike robot, whether a sleek panther, a loyal arcanine, or a majestic phoenix, ignited their imaginations. Your warning about aggression kept their enthusiasm in check. Few glanced at Fragger and Chronoff, perhaps picturing their robots working alongside the Pope when alerting them to threats with precision and harmony. Fragger scanned the crowd, its red eyes narrowing as it ensured everyone was paying attention. Chronon, leaning against the doorway, cracked its knuckles and muttered, "Better not see any rogue robots, or I'll chomp them myself." I love Crocodile. Dude. I love how Fragger takes his job seriously, but oh my gosh, Chronon doing stuff like that is hilarious. He cracks his knuckles like, "If I see any rogue robots, I'll chomp them, and I'll break them. Don't mess with me, motherfucker." A few nearby applicants chuckled nervously, but the Pokemon's presence reinforced their rules. The hall's atmosphere was electric. The applicants ready to dive into the facility's vast resources: 3D printers, laser cutters, robotic arms, and shells stoked with microchip servos and titanium was all waiting just beyond the corridor in the main production floor. Table of tablets gleamed on the right, a reminder of the complications now in your hands, but the challenge was the real test. The crowd awaited your next instructions, their minds already racing with designs, eager to prove themselves worthy of a place at Cybersmith Robotics. Fragger and Chronos stood ready, watching the room, curious about the surprise you'd promised them, but focused on maintaining order as the grand opening took its next step. Alright. Guys, it only takes a while to read all of this stuff, but here's what it says. I said, "Alright, everyone, you see that giant factory room over there? That's where you go to make your robot. There's everything you need to make one. Not only will you potentially be hired here for making a good robot, and it being one of the security guards that helped Crocodile Fragger, but there's one more thing. Those two amazing children are finally going to... are why finally going to be at the front door making sure nobody walks in, so whoever does the best job, I have a special task for the person that does. But we'll get to that whenever the time comes. So everyone go ahead and go into that factory room over there and make your robot. Don't worry if you don't understand completely how to make it. There's a screen and a little video that you can watch showing you how to make the robot. Just remember the rules. Animalistic robot has to be lifelike and no aggression or evil mode. It has to be friendly, not just you, but me. And it has to follow my commands too. Trust me. I've had bad experience in the past with people making a robot that actually cared about me turning against me. And try to attack me. Good luck. The assembly hall cracked with anticipation. The thousands of applicants seated in rows, their eyes darting between you on the chrome edge platform and the open corridor leading to the main production floor. The vast room, with its polished concrete, acoustic paneled walls, and towering windows framing neon sea skyline, buzzed with the energy of ambition. The large screens behind you glowed with the saber, and the holographic projector overhead hummed faintly, casting a subtle glow. On the right, a long table held stacks of tablets with complete applications collected by Fragger and Crocodile, who stood vigilant near the entrance, their blue scales glinting under the LED lights. You stepped forward, your voice commanding the room through the discreet speakers. "All right, everyone. You see that giant factory room over there?" You gestured toward the wide corridor where the production floor's gleaming workstations were visible. Rows of 3D printers, laser cutters, robot arms, and shelves brimming with microchips, servos, and titanium alloys. The crowd leaned forward, craning their necks to catch a glimpse of the technological wonderland. That's where you go to make your robot. There's everything you need to make one. Not only will you potentially be hired here for making a good robot and being one of the security guards that helped Chronon for Alligator, but there's one more thing. The applicant stilled, hanging on your words. Frager's red eyes scanned the crowd, while Chronon's claws twitched, both Pokemon attuned to the shift in tone. Those two amazing points on toward the security are finally are going to making sure nobody just walks in. So does the best job. I have a special task for that person, but we'll get to that when the time comes. The problem, I can't believe it did that crap. A murmur of intrigue rippled through the crowd, with exchanging glances, curiosity piqued by the promise of a special task. You raised a hand, silencing. "So, everyone, go ahead and go into that factory room over there. Make your robot. Don't worry if you don't understand completely how to make it. There's a screen and a little video on each workstation showing you how to build the robot. Just remember the rules. Animalistic robot, based on an animal, Pokemon, or mythical creature like a dragon or fence. Has to be lifelike, and no aggression or evil mode. Has to be friendly, not just to me, not just to you, but to me especially. It has to follow my commands too." Yep. And as your tone grew serious and the room's energy shifted, the weight of your words sinking in. "Trust me, I've had a bad experience in the past with people making a robot that actually care about me turn against me, try to attack me." A few applicants gasped softly while others nodded, your personal underscoring the importance of the no aggression rule. "Good luck," you concluded, stepping back with a confident nod. The crowd erupted into motion, rising from their seats with a mix of excitement and determination. Engineers adjusted their glasses, coders slung laptops over their shoulders, and inventors clutched sketches, all streaming toward the corridor leading to the production floor. The room filled with the sound of footsteps and hushed conversations, ideas already taking shape. Robotic walls with fluid gates, Pikachu-inspired bots with sparking tails, or fences with glowing wings. Fragrant Cross sprang into action, guiding the flow. "Single file!" No. "Single file! No pushing!" Fragger rumbled, his deep voice cutting through the noise as it directed applicants toward the corridor. It stood there like a sentinel, ensuring the crowd never moved smoothly, its massive tail swaying slightly. Chronon, more animated, darted along the edges, barking orders. "Keep it moving, folks! Factory's that way! Grab a workstation and get to it!" It shot a grin at a young woman sketching a dragon design, adding, "Nice idea. Make sure it don't bite the boss." She laughed, nodding as she hurried forward. Yeah, it's like, dear me, imagine that. The production floor was a marvel of modern engineering, its polished concrete gleaming under rows of LED lights. Workstations lined the walls, each equipped with a 3D printer, laser cutter, soldering station, and a touchscreen monitor displaying a looping instructional video. The video, narrated in a calm, clear voice, demonstrated the basics: assembling a frame, wiring servos, programming behavior algorithms, and syncing with Cybersmith's proprietary AI interface to ensure a lifelike movement and obedience to your commands. Shells overflow with materials, carbon fiber, titanium alloys, flexible polymers, and microchips with preloaded behavioral templates. Overhead, automated conveyor belts hummed, ready to deliver components to any station. Applicants claimed workstations, their faces lit with focus. A coder began programming a robotic falcon, its wings designed to mimic real flight patterns. Nearby, an engineer assembled a Charmander-inspired bot, its tail glowing with a safe LED flame. Oh, that sounds dope, actually. A group of students collaborated on a unicorn-like robot, debating how to make its gallop lifelike without crossing into aggression. The room filled with the whir of printers, the hiss of laser cutters, and the soft clatter of tools, all underscored by the video's looping instructions. Frege and Chrono took their posts at the front doors, just visible through the lobby, ready to guard the facility. Frege's eyes scanned the plaza outside, now empty save for a few stray coffee cups from the earlier crowd. Nice work back there, murmured the crocodile, who was adjusting its black cybersmith vest. Yeah, and what's this surprise the boss mentioned? Its voice low but curious. Frege's going, focus, kid. Let's keep the doors secure while they build. Back in the production floor, the applicants worked with fervor, the challenge fueling their creativity. Your rules echoed in their minds, lifelike, friendly, and obedient. The memory of your past experience with a rogue robot hung over the room, a silent reminder to keep the design safe. One of the special tasks for the winners spurred them on, each determined to craft a robot worthy of joining Frege and Chrono in protecting Cybersmith's future. Stage was set, and the facility hummed with the birth of new machines. Sweet Arceus. Alright, guys, real quickly. This is while everybody else is working on the robot. I walk out to the front door where Chrono and Frege went back to. Hey, you two did a wonderful job. Frege, I love how seriously you take your job. You did a great job. Chrono, I love how seriously you take your job and how local you are. I'm really glad I hired you two. For a job well done, here's you a big snack you can have. I pull out a small pile of berries for each Pokemon and hand them over. I know it might seem like much, but if you keep doing a good job like this, there'll be more where this came from. Great job, you two. Keep this up, and really soon I'll promote you both, where you can guard more than just the front entrance here. Only thing I would say, do differently is, you can smile and be more vocal for Alligator. You may be a security guard here, but I also know how sweet you can be when you want to be. Like with that person in the wheelchair you were helping her currently move around and fill the application. There we go. The production for the Cybersmith Robot Engineering Facility hummed with a frantic energy, a sympathy of whirring 3D printers, hissing laser cutters, and the soft clatter of tools as thousands of applicants poured their creativity into their robot designs. The vast space, with its polished concrete floors and towering shells stacked with microchips, servos, and titanium alloys, was alive with the birth of robotic creatures. Panther-like bots with sleek movements, Charmander-inspired drones with glowing LED tails, and fancy constructs with simmering wings. Each workstation's touchscreen looped the instructional video, guiding applicants through frame assembly, wiring, and programming to ensure the robots were lifelike, friendly and obedient to your commands. Air carried the faint sound of heated metal and the buzz of ambition. Outside, the morning sun bathed the plaza in a golden glow, the now empty space quiet save for the gentle bubbling of the double helix fountain. Frege and Chronos stood at their post by the chrome-framed double doors, their black cybersmith vests snug against their blue scales. Frege's red eyes scanned the horizon, its muscular arms crossed while Chronos shifted its weight, cross-tapping rhythmically, ever alert for any sign of trouble. You stepped out from the lobby, the glass door slid and shut behind you, and approached the blonde with a warm smile. Hey, you two did a wonderful job, you said, your voice carrying a genuine warmth that made both one turn toward you. Frege's tail swayed slightly, a rare sign of ease. Ron's toothy grin widened. Fragger, I love how seriously you take your job. Oh, wait. I love how seriously you take your job. You did a great job. Connor, I love how seriously you take your job and how vocal you are. I'm really glad I hired you too. Connor puffed out his chest, its gravelly voice bursting with pride. Thanks, boss. Told you we'd keep this place tight. Some of the words Connor was using, like the first thing he said was "oi." One of the first things he said was "oi." So like, what? Where did that word even come from again? I forget which place it's actually from. It's been a while since I heard it. I have a smile tugging at his jaws, but it remained stoic, nodding in acknowledgement. You reached into a small satchel at your side and pulled out two small piles of vibrant berries, orange, citrus, and plum, their colors bright against the morning light. For a job well done, here's a big snack you can have. He said, handing a pile each folk one. Freya's mother gently took the berries, his eyes softening as he inspected the gift. Colin snatched its pile eagerly, popping a citrus berry into its mouth and crunching loudly, juice dripping down its chin. "Aw, boss, you're spoiling us," he said, grinning. Of course, I love spoiling those Pokemon. They're so cute. I know it might seem like much. If you keep doing a good job like this, there'll be more where this came from. Great job, you two. Keep this up, and really soon I'll promote you both to guard more than just the front entrance here. Freya's eyes glittered with quiet ambition, while Chronos' tail lashed silently, nearly knocking over a nearby planter before it caught itself. He paused and looked at Freya, your tone gentle but pled. The only thing I'd say to do differently is you can smile and be more vocal, Fragger. You may be a security guard here, but I also know how sweet you can be when you want to be. Like with that person in the wheelchair, you were helping her constantly, moving chairs and making sure she could fill out the application. Freya's throat facade cracked slightly, a faint flush coloring its blue scales. It rumbled softly, almost embarrassed it, and muttered, just doing my job, boss. Well, his jaws parted in a rare, toothy smile, revealing a warmth that contrasted its imposing frame. Kronos snickered, nudging its larger counterpart. Told you, big guy. Show off that soft side. Gregor shot Kronos a playful glare, popping an orangeberry into its mouth with a deliberate crunch. The plaza remained calm, the distant hum of the production floor filtering through the lobby's open doors. Inside, applicants were deep in their work, crafting robots that would soon be judged for their life-like qualities and adherence to your rules. No aggression, full obedience, and a friendly demeanor. Promise of a promotion lingered in the air, and both Pokemon stood a little taller, their vests gleaming as they resumed their watch. Fragger's smile lingered a moment longer before it returned to scan the plaza, while Chrono munched happily on another berry, muttering, "More where this came from, huh? I'm holding you to that, boss." With a final nod, he turned back toward the ready to rejoin the applicants and oversee the challenge. Fragger and Chrono to guard the entrance with renewed pride and a few extra berries to savor. That's cute as heck. Hold on, guys. Well, the video's got to be stopped anyway. It's been too long.